Introduction. These are difficult times, compelling millions around the world to pursue happiness however they can. In January of 2022, almost 2 years into the COVID pandemic, more than 3.5 million people had enrolled in Yale's Happiness course, which had to move online to meet the overwhelming demand. It all began early in 2018, when Laurie Santos, a Yale psychology professor, concerned about the depression, anxiety, and stress she witnessed in the student population, offered Psych 157, Psychology and the Good Life. What happened next surprised her. According to the New York Times, soon after registration opened on January 12th, several hundred students signed up for the course. Within days, the number doubled, then doubled again, until 1,200 students, nearly a fourth of Yale undergraduates, had enrolled. The student body realized it needed help. A 2013 study from the Yale College Council agreed, finding that almost 50% of recent undergraduates had received mental health therapy during their time on campus. Santos emphasizes that neither money, beauty, nor even true love can guarantee long-term happiness. Students learn a variety of techniques to foster happiness, savoring the moment, expressing gratitude for the good things, and practicing meditation. While this is certainly helpful, no one knows how effective these approaches will be later in life when the inevitable stressors become more powerful and excessive. I used many of Santos's recommended techniques in my own search for happiness, and they worked for a while. But when financial insolvency, marriage issues, and a serious medical diagnosis loomed large, I was submerged by a tidal wave of doubt, anxiety, and despair. Frustrated and despondent, I felt happiness flee my psyche. The result was a series of emotional crises during which my intelligence, cunning, fortitude, and perseverance, which I had relied on for years, failed to extricate me from the dark abyss into which I had fallen. I had it all: money, prestige, a beautiful wife, 3 smart kids, a home overlooking the Pacific Ocean, titles, awards, travel to exotic places, and encounters with movie stars and Nobel Prize winners. Shouldn't these have protected me from psychological trauma? They didn't. It took me 1/4 of a century to learn that I needed stronger armor to blunt the adversity that has plagued modern man for centuries. My goal in writing this book is to enable you, the listener, to profit from my experiences and strive for a more loving, happy, and peaceful life. Why would I, a successful, scientifically trained surgeon, without need of further remuneration, prestige, or acclaim, write a book detailing my embarrassments and failures? I wish to help others avoid what Viktor Frankl, in Man's Search for Meaning, calls the existential vacuum, which is what remains when individual experience becomes meaningless. As the saying goes, nature abhors a vacuum, so depression, anxiety, and addictions flood the soul. 7 years ago, as president of the San Diego chapter of Legatus, a religious organization comprised of CEOs of major businesses, I welcomed our speaker, Robert J. Spitzer, to the podium. He is the author of Finding True Happiness, Satisfying Our Restless Hearts. In the following half an hour, I learned that the principles of happiness can be divided into 4 levels. And as I listened, I placed the critical events of my life into each of the levels Spitzer delineated. It's essential for listeners of this book to understand these levels and do likewise.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.